Welcome back to Nightly Nonsense, where we make some sense out of the nonsense all around us. I want to continue on this July 4th Independence. When did you draw the line in the sand? When did you draw the line in the sand moment? Right? I want to talk about what the colonists were really doing, right? The colonists had lived under the English, right? There were some things that were beneficial for living under the English, right? The English protected in a new world where there were lots of dangers, right? So it was important. The English protected the colonists, what the colonists were doing. The English rewarded the colonists, certain colonists, for what they were doing. But it's important to understand that the English were over the colonists. They only did what England said was okay. And they also had to pay a price. Everybody paid a price for living under the English, the protection, right? I think we need to understand that. There are a lot of people out there today who think that they're walking around free, but they're not. They're living under the protection of either God or the enemy. The enemy fiercely protects that which is his, but it comes at a price. It comes at a tax, right? And in the enemy's system, right, the more that he benefits you, the more the cost. The more of your life you're handing over to him. Hey, that's factual. That's not me just being dramatic. That's the way it works. Right? You want more and more from the enemy, you're going to have to give him more and more. Right? The colonists that wanted more, well, they were going to have to give more to England. Mostly their allegiance. Right? They were going to start voting and doing the things that the Commonwealth wanted, what the English wanted at that time. Well, you know what? You want more and more from the enemy, it's going to cost you. You're going to have to start giving him more and more. And some people have done all of this and they have no idea. They have no idea that they've given the enemy time, their resources, their family, right? They have no idea that they've given the enemy their thought processes, their words, their actions. They think that every time they get angry and they spout off at somebody, that's just them. They just have an anger problem. They think every time that it's all about money, it's just them. They have a money problem. They think all of these things just happen. They're not. They don't just happen. There's an intentionality to all of this. The enemy extracts a price, right, for allegiance to him. On the flip side of that, when you declare your independence from that, he's not happy about losing tax revenue. That's really what happened with England, right? They were not happy about giving up tax revenue. They're not happy about giving up control and power. They're not happy about giving up authority in the colonies. So their reaction wasn't to say like, okay, you can declare your independence and we're good. No, they fought back. They fought back fiercely, right? This is what happens with the enemy. When you declare your independence, he's going to fight back. He's not happy about giving up all the things he had with you. It's not just going to be easy peasy walk. It's going to be hard. You draw your line in the sand, and you need to have the intestinal fortitude to stay on that line. Right, to stay on the side of God. And the enemy's constantly going to try to bring you over. And the closer that you walk to the line, the easier, the more potential there is for him to do that. That's why when we declare our independence, we need to make some radical changes. We need to be willing, right, to walk towards God, away from that line. God has the desire, right? God is that desire. God is love. He has a desire to help you, to walk with you, to protect you, to do all those things. But walking on a line that's close isn't going to get you there, right? What you got to want is to embrace the freedom giver, right? And the freedom that he gives. And you have to want that above all other things. I want to go back ever to a life where I'm paying a price for something and to someone who has no love for me. who has no desire for good things for me. If you think the enemy wants good things for you, you're crazy. He comes for only a couple reasons: steal, devour, destroy, right? He comes only to kill. He doesn't come to reward you. Will he reward you on your path to destruction? Maybe. Maybe you'll live life for a little bit in goodness. Maybe you'll have enough money. Maybe you'll have kids. Maybe he'll leave you alone here and here and here and here. But it comes at a great price. So here's my question to you tonight. Are you paying a heavy price today? Are you looking at your life? You say, there is a heavy tax that has been put on my life. I feel it. I feel the cost. I feel the burden. Right? If you're listening to me, and that's a true statement, you feel that, then God wants you to know that he has created a way. Right? He has created a way for you to get out from underneath that heaviness. Jesus says, my yoke is light. Jesus wants to walk it with you. The enemy's not walking anything with you. He's just using you. Right? But you have to make that stand. You've got to decide and declare your independence. Right? By declaring that Jesus Christ is going to be the Lord of your life. Means you are submissive to him. You are obedient. You are all of the things that bring about freedom. None of that makes sense. We're going to talk about that tomorrow night as we start wrapping up this week of freedom. But I've given you a ton to chew on tonight. I pray that you will chew on and make a decision. Right? Make a decision to not pay the enemy's tax. Don't pay the cost anymore. Think about it. We'll see you next time. Nightly Nonsense.